TV Network, CFR Sports, UFC 279, approaching quite soon. Main event, Nate Diaz is taking on Hamzat Chimaev, ranked number 3, according to the interesting rankings. 11 and 0, came into the UFC and has done some interesting work, very interesting work so far. Was tested tremendously in his last bouts against Gilbert Burns for some interesting and strange reason. Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell, Dana White, and everybody else has signed off in theory, because remember, this is mixed martial arts, for Hamzat to build his name further off a, a most definitely a star. Um, with the right matchups, he could be a champion. You could say that with many fighters. There has been a lot of talk, a lot of, he wants to be more active. He's not getting the fights he wants. Money talk, the delay of the Conor McGregor 3, which should have been done like they did Dustin Poirier and McGregor, in pretty much quick succession. And that was clearly due to Conor driving that rematch. But again, we've got 11 and 0 Hamzat taking on 21 and 13 Nate Diaz. 50-50 thing again. These young up and coming guys are absolutely obliterating most competition. Uh, Generally, the veterans are using their experience to get them through. Now, we've got that on Nate's side. We've also got that he's very durable. And at the same time, he does cut very easily. So the battle is for Nate Diaz to sustain as little damage where he's going to be bloody and in essence allow Hamzat to be taken into realms which he has never potentially been in, or at least in the UFC. So it's a totally an uphill battle for Nate Diaz. I do like both fighters. I know the Nate Diaz more clearly. Um, I just think this is crazy. Most people think this matchup is crazy, and most people would like Nate Diaz to win, but you know, their heart, in essence, is saying they want Diaz to win, but the head is saying Kamza he's too big, he's too all rounded, well rounded, should we say? Yeah. So what happens? And let's get into the statements a little bit more. So Nate's looking for a fight. He wanted to fight Tony, all these different people. Then he didn't want to fight. Then he did an interview with Ariel saying he'll fight Francis and all these people. Most recently, he's now done an interview with Brett Otomoko, and he's saying very contradictory things. And at the same time, in the Ariel interview, he did say that he's more than happy to, the UFC is the best place in regards to the fighters and all that. They just need to sort out their business in essence. Um, but then he's saying he still wants to be in the UFC, but then at the same time he's talking about this Jake Paul business and boxing. And then now there's also talks of his own fight league, etc. As Masvidal's doing, as is the California Kid, Uriah Faber, is his mixed martial arts or is it a grappling organization? Loads of people are doing it. Pettis is doing his thing as well. Showtime MMA or Anthony Pettis MMA, whatever it is. Like people are doing the thing. So yeah, it's a tough uphill battle for me, Diaz. It's going to be interesting. It's either going to be total destruction on Khamzat's side, and not a good way to send him off. He should have fought Donald Cerrone or, you know, someone of the same kind of experience and or even a young buck, another young buck who's not as vicious potentially. Give him a gimme of sorts or someone of a comparable skills and experience. Moving on to the co-main event, the People's Champ, Tony time, 26-7. Let's not forget, as I've highlighted before, he came in at 170. I have been stating for some time that he should maybe flirt with especially after the Gaethje fight. He should maybe jump up to 170 and, give himself a little bit of a break. Test the waters out up there kind of thing. So, number one, I'm glad to see that he's up at this the weight class. He's going to be a little undersized, most definitely. He did say in his interviews that he's been, lifting very heavy. So the strength, the speed is definitely going to be there. The strength may be, comparable. He's going up against a very heavy-handed 19-7 Li Jingliang. This is going to be an interesting fight. Tony has also been at Jackson Wink, mixing it up down there, saying he's doing sparring and stuff. I think we're going to have a very interesting and a very, as we saw from his last performance, the first round was absolutely, he won that first round. He was looking really good. We were seeing vintage Tony. And that's without him, as far as I can recall, going to another, fighting camp. So I'm very interested to see. They do have the only thing I will say is they do be quite strategic when they have experienced fighters come over or big, look how Mr. Jones's career has changed in regards to his fighting style. He doesn't take risks. Tony is known for taking risks. So maybe they'll just dial it back a little bit and not make him too much of a cautious fighter. But yeah, very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that. Many people I've heard say some strange stuff that I mean, it's definitely a tough matchup. It's not going to be easy, but I don't think it's going to be a total wipeout. So let's see what they do. There are some other fights on the card, but these are the two of major interest. Will Tony do the damn thing in excellent style and fashion and create waves in the welterweight division? Hmm? Will Nate Diaz indeed cause waves on his final fight on the contract? And could we see a Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz at 170? Could we even see indeed a Nate Diaz versus Leon Rocky Edwards? Because we have two fights where Leon fought Nate, and in the fifth round, the last minute, I guess, caught Leon. Had him on crazy legs. Could we see this a repeat again? Could we see a very similar? Oh my God, Nate's getting absolutely ragdolled and dominated, and then the fifth round comes and he nails him with some shots, tires him, do it like the McGregor style. He shoots him for a takedown, he rolls and submits Hamzat, or even TKOs him. Because he's that exhausted? Hmm? Underdogs rule, man. Underdogs rule. People's champs fighting. Nate Diaz. Um, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Oh, and by the way, yeah, it was interesting seeing the Paris events, and it was great having it start at such an early time. So we didn't need to stay up until 3 a.m. in the morning for the main event to come on. So I'm not too sure how it all worked out in the old US of A, but maybe you may have experienced a little bit of that there. Make sure if you haven't, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend, tell another friend to tune in and give me your thoughts in the comments. What you think? Who's going to get it?